What if the key to making better decisions, having more authentic relationships, and living a healthier life was right there in your chest? Gregg Braden, in his research, reveals that the heart is much more than we imagine. It has its own intelligence, capable of reading the environment before your brain, sensing the future, and connecting you to an energy field that contains all information. Get ready to discover how to activate this intelligence and change your life from the inside out. Have you ever felt, without knowing why, that something was right or wrong before having any proof? That feeling may not be just intuition. It may be your heart reading the world before your mind does. And when you learn to listen to that voice, everything changes. Decisions become clearer, relationships more authentic, and the body healthier. Before we go on, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because here we unite science and spirituality to reveal truths that can transform your life from the inside out. Gregg Braden, a researcher who integrates science and ancient traditions, highlights studies from the HeartMath Institute, proving that the heart has about 40,000 specialized neurons, forming a small brain capable of learning, remembering, and making decisions. These discoveries confirm what spiritual masters have said for millennia, that the heart is a center of perception and wisdom. Combining biometric data with ancient knowledge, Gregg shows that living in harmony with the heart's intelligence can change the way we think, feel, and interact with the world. Recent research has revealed that the heart is not just a mechanical pump that sends blood to the body, but also a highly sophisticated center of intelligence. Studies conducted by the HeartMath Institute and other neuroscience laboratories have discovered that the heart has approximately 40,000 specialized neurons, forming what scientists call the intrinsic cardiac nervous system. This means the heart can learn, remember, make decisions, and even send commands to the brain, directly influencing how we think and feel. This discovery breaks the traditional paradigm that all decisions and perceptions originate in the mind. Gregg Braden points out that this neural structure in the heart works independently, but is in constant dialogue with the brain. Messages sent from the heart to the brain can instantly change our emotional state, our sense of safety, and even our logical reasoning. In other words, when you feel a gut feeling or butterflies in your stomach before making an important decision, it may literally be your heart processing information and alerting your mind. This puts the heart at the center of many choices we previously believed were purely rational. What's most fascinating is that the heart's emotional intelligence is not only reactive, but also preventive. Research shows that the heart can detect stimuli and react to them fractions of a second before the brain receives the information. It's as if the heart had access to a broader field of data, a perception that transcends linear time. Gregg explains that this may be linked to the heart's ability to connect with the electromagnetic field surrounding the body and capture information that has not yet reached the traditional senses. This understanding completely changes our relationship with intuition. What was once seen as mystical or subjective is now supported by concrete, measurable data. This means that trusting the heart is not just a matter of faith, but also a choice based on scientific evidence. Gregg says that by cultivating our connection with this intelligence, we develop emotional and mental clarity, improve our physiological balance, and strengthen our ability to make accurate decisions. Thus, the discovery of the heart-brain invites us to reconfigure the hierarchy of importance between mind and heart. Instead of thinking the heart is just a symbolic organ associated with emotion, we can recognize it as a real center of intelligence, capable of guiding our lives in a more aligned, intuitive, and healthy way. This shift in perspective opens the door to practices that activate this intelligence, such as heart coherence, which we will explore in the next topic, a harmonious union of the physical, emotional, and spiritual. Heart coherence is a state in which heart rhythm, breathing, and brain activity enter into perfect sync. In this state, the body functions more efficiently, the mind becomes clearer, and emotions stabilize. Research from the HeartMath Institute shows that when we reach heart coherence, the autonomic nervous system balances itself, reducing stress and increasing physical and emotional resilience. Gregg Braden explains that more than just a physiological phenomenon, heart coherence is a portal to access higher states of consciousness. Physically, heart coherence optimizes communication between the heart and the brain. When we breathe rhythmically and intentionally, we send signals to the brain that we are safe, which reduces the production of stress hormones like cortisol and increases the production of well-being hormones like oxytocin. This biochemical harmony strengthens the immune system, improves digestion, and regulates blood pressure. It's a state in which body and mind work together to promote integral health. Emotionally, heart coherence helps us step out of impulsive, automatic reactions and into more conscious responses. This happens because the heart, in a coherent state, sends stable electrical signals to the brain, positively influencing areas responsible for decision-making, empathy, and self-control. Thus, we respond to situations with more calm and discernment, even under external pressure. Gregg emphasizes that this ability is crucial for dealing with the challenges of the modern world. Spiritually, heart coherence is seen as a bridge between physical experience and connection to something greater. When we enter this state, it's common to feel an expanded awareness, a sense of unity with the whole, and a clarity that goes beyond logical reasoning. Many describe this experience as a deep feeling of peace and purpose. Gregg points out that this connection can be interpreted as the alignment between our biology and the universal intelligence that sustains life. Practicing heart coherence doesn't require complex tools, just intention and consistency. Simple techniques such as breathing deeply while counting to 5 on the inhale and 5 on the exhale, while focusing on a feeling of gratitude or love, can induce this state. Over time, this becomes a habit that transforms not only physical health, but also the way we relate to ourselves, to others, and to the world. In the next topic, we will explore how the heart's electromagnetic field may be the key to understanding its influence beyond the physical body. The heart is not only a vital organ and a center of emotional intelligence, it is also the source of the most powerful electromagnetic field produced by the human body. Scientific measurements show that the heart's field is about 60 times stronger electrically and up to 5,000 times more intense magnetically than the field generated by the brain. This field is not confined to the body. It extends several feet away and can be detected by sensitive instruments. This means that what we feel and think in the heart literally radiates into the environment around us. Gregg Braden explains that this electromagnetic field carries information about our emotional state. When we are in coherence, we emit a stable, harmonious signal that can positively influence people and environments nearby. On the other hand, when we are in states of stress or anger, the field becomes chaotic and transmits that disorder. This suggests that our heart acts like both an antenna and a transmitter, receiving and sending signals that interact with other energy fields. Studies indicate that this interaction is not merely theoretical. The hearts of people who share a strong emotional connection, such as between mother and child or romantic partners, can synchronize their rhythms. This phenomenon, called field coupling, suggests that we can influence one another subtly, even without words or physical contact. In this sense, the heart becomes an invisible bridge, connecting consciousness through subtle frequency. From a spiritual perspective, the heart's field can be seen as our energetic signature in the world. It's through it that we emit intentions, prayers, and emotions, and through it that we also receive subtle responses from the environment and the collective field. Many spiritual traditions speak of the heart center as a portal to higher planes of consciousness, and science is beginning to provide data that supports this view. Gregg suggests that this may explain why practices like group meditation and prayer have measurable effects on collective well-being. Recognizing the power of the heart's electromagnetic field is an invitation to take responsibility for what we emit. If our emotions and thoughts shape this field, then cultivating positive internal states is a way of actively contributing to harmony not only personally, but globally. In the next topic, we'll explore how Gregg Braden connects the heart's capacity with the power of intuition, transforming it into an evolutionary compass for our most important decisions. Gregg Braden states that intuition is not a gift reserved for a few, but a natural ability that everyone possesses and can consciously strengthen. He explains that much of this intuitive capacity is related to the heart and how it interacts with the field of information around us. When the heart is in coherence, it becomes more sensitive and receptive to subtle signals, allowing us to perceive possibilities and risks before the rational mind recognizes them. It's like having an internal radar tuned to pick up nuances invisible to the five senses. Studies show that the heart reacts to stimuli even before they occur physically, as if anticipating the immediate future. This phenomenon, documented in physiological prediction experiments, suggests that the heart accesses a level of information not limited by linear time. Gregg connects this finding to spiritual traditions that have always treated the heart as the seat of inner wisdom and connection to the whole. In this sense, intuition stops being something mystical and becomes a practical life navigation tool. For Gregg, using intuition as an evolutionary compass means learning to trust internal signals even when there is no clear external evidence. He emphasizes that intuition does not replace reason, but complements it, offering an extra layer of perception that can guide choices more aligned with our purpose and safety. Decisions made in harmony with the heart tend to generate less regret because they come from a place of integrity and internal coherence. Strengthening this capacity requires practice. Techniques like heart-focused meditation, conscious breathing, and the deliberate cultivation of positive emotional states help clear the intuitive signal, separating it from the noise generated by fear or anxiety. The more emotional clarity we have, the easier it is to identify that unmistakable feeling that something is right or wrong. Gregg compares this to tuning a radio station. The more precise the tuning, the clearer the music, and the fewer external interferences. By seeing intuition as part of our evolution, we stop treating it as an emergency resource and begin using it daily to create a more conscious and aligned life. This allows us to respond to challenges with wisdom, seize opportunities at the right moment, and avoid paths that don't resonate with our essence. In the next topic, we will explore how to enter deep healing states through the heart, uniting all this intelligence, coherence, and intuition into a transformative process. Gregg Braden explains that the heart is more than a physical organ or a center of emotional intelligence. It is also a powerful key to deep healing processes. When the heart enters coherence, it sends clear, harmonious signals throughout the body, adjusting the functioning of organs and systems and even influencing the expression of our genes. This state of harmony reduces inflammation, improves immune response, and creates ideal conditions for the body to naturally regenerate. It's as if the heart gives a balance command to every cell, reminding it of its original state of health. To access this healing state, Gregg recommends practices that combine conscious breathing, emotional focus, and clear intention. One of the most effective techniques is simple. Breathe deeply, count to 5 on the inhale and 5 on the exhale, and at the same time, bring to mind a memory or image that evokes genuine gratitude or love. This feeling is essential, as it alters the heart rate and synchronizes body and mind. Repeating this exercise for a few minutes can already bring noticeable changes in mood, energy, and even the physical perception of pain. Science supports this approach, showing that positive emotional states directly affect the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for rest and regeneration. When we live under constant stress, the body remains in alert mode, making any healing process more difficult. By entering coherence through the heart, we change this configuration and give the body the opportunity to repair itself. This is especially powerful in cases of chronic illnesses or emotionally draining conditions, where internal balance is key to recovery. From a spiritual standpoint, healing through the heart goes beyond the physical dimension. Many report that when practicing coherence and loving focus, they feel connected to a greater force, as if surrounded by an intelligent, compassionate energy. This state not only relieves symptoms, but also brings insights about necessary life changes, whether emotional, relational, or even spiritual. It's as if the heart were a portal that, once activated, shows us the way back to our essence. Integrating this practice into daily life doesn't require major changes, only consistency. It can be done upon waking, before bed, or during stressful moments, functioning as an emotional and physical reset. Over time, this state becomes easier to access, until the heart naturally leads life at a more balanced, healthy pace. Healing, in this context, is not an isolated event, but a continuous process of alignment between mind, body, and spirit. And living this way is, in itself, a form of prevention and strengthening against any future imbalance. Now you know that the heart is much more than an organ that keeps your body alive. It is a center of intelligence, intuition, and healing, capable of sensing even before the brain reacts. Gregg Braden shows us that when we learn to access this wisdom, we can make more aligned decisions, transform our emotional states, and even activate deep regeneration processes in the body. Living from this connection is living with more clarity, purpose, and balance. If this video touched you and opened a new perspective on the power of your own heart, like it, leave your comment, and subscribe to the channel. In the next video, we will explore another fascinating mystery that unites science and spirituality, and that can once again change the way you see life.